Okay, we're live. Now, I'm not sure if this is a different stream. Not totally used to this. But hopefully, Ramesh, you can get back here. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully we get Ramesh back here. I had some technical issues. Now let's see if we can get back to where we once were. Ramesh, let's finish your reading. I think it comes up as a different stream. Yeah, so yeah, part 2, different stream. Okay, so you have to log over to a different stream. Hopefully, Ramesh, you're still there. All right. Well, that's wonderful. Got some new comments. And let's see if we can get Ramesh back over here. Ramesh, if you make it back over, let me know. I'd love to finish your reading. This still says live. Interesting. Now, is this still streaming on this one? Hello. Okay, maybe you're back. Part 2. Here we are, part 2. Let's see what's going on here. Hello. Oh, we got one back. Ramesh. All right, Ramesh, can you hear me? Can you hear my microphone? Sorry about that. My computer crashed. Let me know if you can hear my microphone. I just want to double check before we move forward. Don't want to leave you in the dust. And what happened to that great music we had going, huh? Anyway, reason behind his anger towards me, his current feelings after hurting me. Let's see here. Right, sorry, I'm just getting set up here. I'll be right there. Almost done. Okay, here we go. You're now entering the mode of the notorious Biggie Smalls, Junior Mafia Click, represent. Oh yeah, he made it back too. Great, wonderful. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. My computer crashed. Okay, so here's the deal: is when it comes to relationships, if you have two people that are angry, that means you have two people that feel violated, right? So, if two people feel violated, that means some agreement has been broken. Now, the question here is did you and Babaji have any agreements that were broken? And if not, then the anger is coming from somewhere else, and it might be from a place of either frustration or a feeling of wanting something more. Now, it's really important to understand that relationships are a gift and that they're agreements, right? So nobody owes each other anything. All you can do is come up with agreements. So if there's anger but there's not an agreement, there's something else going on here. So let's look at the message here, okay? Now, your message from the spiritual realms, let's go over to the tarot view here. The message from the spiritual realms is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man represents life in suspension, right? So something's kind of not happening. And as a message from the spiritual realms, let's see here, where are we at? Hanged Man. This is letting go or kind of some sort of sacrifice on your part. So I hate to say it in this situation. I think this is, what I'm hearing from the spiritual realms. It's very much about letting go and just giving stuff space to breathe, right? So allowing him to play out whatever emotions he needs to. And I will help answer your other question about when your love will come, because I know you're wondering about that. This is about letting go, right? So there's some sort of holding on. It's creating anger that's not necessary. That anger is just being reciprocated right back to you, right? So if we want love and we want harmony, then we need to be kind of in a state of grace, right? How do we stay in a state of grace when we're not getting what we want? We let go, right? We afford and allow the opportunity for someone to be who they are, right? So it's kind of getting away from this idea that somebody owes us something, right? In the recent past, what you have is the clear that, to really have growth here, you have to first make peace with the situation being whatever it is, right? And to come from a peaceful place is going to foster a harmonious relationship. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Heath. Sorry. Sometimes I do longer readings, but I think when you get your reading, it's a little more meaningful and helpful, and I just try to be as helpful as I can. Now, Ramesh, I'm just trying to help you on your spiritual journey here and find peace. Sometimes we really want things to be a certain way, but for us to move forward, to really have what we want, we have to do a little bit of work, So upcoming here is the Ace of Cups in reverse. I don't see it working out between the two of you, to be honest with you. The Ace of Cups is in reverse. The emotional offer is not coming. But your attitude in the matter is that you're dedicated to making something work. And I think this is more about you finding love in the long run. I don't think he's that interested. I think there's some flirty energy, but I don't see anything long-term here. And, maybe there's some fun. Your environment is the Sun in reverse. So, yeah, it's like you're not getting that happy ending you want. Your greatest hopes and fears is Justice in reverse. Now, when Justice is in reverse, you feel like, you're not getting what's due to you, right? And I keep getting this feeling with you is that you have this expectation that things should be a certain way here. And spiritually, it's going to be a tough one to get out of if that's the way you're viewing things, because you're just going to keep running into a wall of frustration with yourself. We want to kind of let things breathe, and we want to let things be open. And like I said, this emotion's from something in the past. It's like infantile rage, or it's not getting your needs met on some level. And recognizing that just because we go through one situation doesn't dictate the same situation the rest of our lives. I was divorced. I was heartbroken. Really heartbroken, and I still have to be open to love again, and I don't feel lovable. I'm almost 45 years old. I don't feel lovable. I don't feel worthy. And then people tell me, oh, you're so wonderful, you're in touch with your emotions, you're a worthy person. I just don't feel it, and I'm sitting here, wondering if I'll ever have that again, and judging myself, and and it's a hard path to realize that we're lovable and that God makes us all unique and beautiful and perfect for who we are. And you are that beautiful person. You are perfect just the way you are. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. You are worthy of love, and to really embrace that and not be on guard here, right? Not be on guard, protecting yourself. Like, oh, what if they find out who I really am, or what if they see that birthmark, or what if they see that my right finger's crooked, or being on guard about. That's reflective of your own value system. So it's really important that your value systems are based on people's relationship conduct and kindness, and not based on, anything of the material realm. So your father's 45. Well, that's making me feel, well, I'm not quite 45 yet. I've got about 5 months left, but wow, that makes me feel old. Yeah. So then, yeah, you're probably my daughter's. No, you're a little older. Okay, yeah. I have a 17-year-old daughter. Okay, so your outcome. Now, this is the part where it gets good, right? I've been kind of hard on you. I'm wanting you to really recognize that anger breeds anger, that love breeds love, right? So, I think it's really important. This is beyond this relationship, right? It's really easy to get emotionally attached to wanting to figure out relationships and get our needs met, but sometimes we have to back things up and really recognize what it's going to take to truly get that, right? Not just in the temporary, but in the long run, right? And this is all about our own personal development, because what we radiate from within is what we radiate outward, right? So now, like I was saying, I was giving you a hard time about really recognizing that anger breeds anger and love breeds love. No matter the circumstances that you find yourself in, we always afford grace and kindness, and we let go and we surrender and we give, and we afford somebody the opportunity to make mistakes. We afford somebody the opportunity to be less than their best, and for them to not give us what we want. You know, and that's really one of those initiatory things in life that we recognize at some point. When we accept that, then we start generating more of a gentle nature and a loving and a kind nature. And people are attracted to that because people want to be around that sense of harmony. They cultivate it within themselves, and you cultivate it within yourself, right? Well, I mean, whether he's karmic, soulmate, twin flame, or whatever that might be, you know, he's somebody who's awakening you to your highest expression. And that's what any karmic, soulmate, or twin flame does. You know what I mean? But we can get more into that, what your connection is, here in a second. Now, like I said, this is where it gets good. It gets good because the outcome of your reading, after all these hard lessons and all this challenging journey, breaking through anger, right, and really learning how to transform that into something constructive, is we have the Knight of Cups as your result. Now, the Knight of Cups, this is a man who's emotionally in touch with himself. And he's coming on his horse and he's making an offer. This is somebody who's ready to move forward. He's not a horse, he's a knight, right? And he's ready to kick some ass. He's got a cup. A cup is an emotional offering. His cup is saying, I love you, I want to create something with you. Will you create something with me, right? So the love is coming for you, whether it's him or not. I think it's a moot point. It might be him, it might not, but it's coming. But again, it's transforming and recognizing that anger is anger and love is love. So let's keep that in mind. No matter what we get, no matter what our circumstances, we afford grace for the benefit of all. So your love's coming. That's the good news for you. You know, we can look a little further into this. So the Knight of Cups that's coming, again, if the urgency is placed on some specific outcome, it's going to be torturous for you. So let's pull a few other cards here. It's up for you to decide. It can be him or someone else. It's going to come no matter what. You're going to be overcoming some challenges if it's him, but you know, you've got the card of emotional fulfillment and family. So, you know, I'll be really honest with you, because your environment is the sun in reverse. It's like that radiance isn't being reciprocal back. I don't know if it's him. I don't think it's him, to be honest with you. But don't be disappointed. Don't be frustrated. If you do the spiritual work, this Knight of Cups is coming no matter what. So the love is coming, but you know, as male and female, they reflect each other, right? So if you want the Knight of Cups, this is somebody who's emotionally ready to make an offer, right? They're somebody who's the master of his emotions and is willing to move forward. So if you can become the master of your emotions and be willing to move forward, then this is what you'll generate in your life, if that makes sense. So anyway, that is your reading. Ramesh, I wish you the very best. Remember, love is love, anger is anger. Life is one-to-one. There's not, it doesn't work any other way than that. And that can be a challenge if we're not well versed in that. But I think that you really want something. You have the desire to create it. And that's going to give you the passion, the courage, and the energy to move forward and to really create an opportunity for this Knight of Cups to move forward in your life and create the love that you want. So is it coming for you? Yeah, absolutely, it's coming for you. It's the outcome of your reading. I mean, what a better placement for a fine man to want to come along and give you an offer. So you're welcome, and I wish you the very best on your journey. At the end of the day, we all have to do the spiritual work, and that creates the goodness, you know. You're absolutely welcome. I always appreciate subscribe, donations, anything's cool, but don't worry about it, all good. I just want to make sure that everybody has some good insight and support on their journey as they're moving out there into the world. Thank you so much, and you know, God, just be that beautiful person you are. Whatever happened in the past, it's not who you are. You know, those are circumstances. They happen once. It's just kind of a test to see if you're defining your life and your value based on who you are and how you see yourself or how others see you. And don't ever do that. That's silly. So much love, Ramesh. Good luck to you. Hopefully you get a SIM card soon. And be loving. You know, just be accepting, loving, and you're going to get that back. So we have the patient and beautiful, wonderful heat journey with us. Okay. Well, like I was mentioning earlier, is we have Venus going into Gemini, and then we have Gemini going retrograde, along with a couple other planets in the middle of the month. How long have you guys been? How long were you together, and how long have you been apart? Just so I get an indication of how much energetic attachment is here between you guys. And if you happen to know any astrological signs, let me know, yours and his. Or even better, if you know what your Venus signs are, that would be amazing. I don't know if you guys know what your Venus signs are, but that would really help me get an idea of the nature of how you love each other. Often in relationships, it's just that we have two different love natures, and those two different love natures are different, right? Some people want to be talked to. That makes them feel loved. Some people want to get choked. Some people want to be, they want to feel like a Hollywood celebrity. You know, people have a different love nature. Some people it's intellectual, right? Some people it's very physical. I have a Venus in Leo. I want to be celebrated, right? I need to feel like I'm important, like I'm a celebrity to someone, you know? So you're really feeling a deep connection. All right. Just a little shuffle, tuning into your vibe here a little bit. So you're a Virgo with the Gemini moon and an Aquarius rising. Well, you're going through a lot of transformations, and you will be going through a lot of transformations, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for you. Now, Virgos are in a process of renewing themselves. Oh, Virgo on Virgo. Oh my God, that sounds so awesome. I love it. I am a Virgo with the Pisces full moon, and I have a Cancer ascendant, and I have always thought, damn, wouldn't it be nice to date another Virgo? But then at the same time, I was kind of scared me a little bit. I've actually never dated another Virgo. I just think that just sounds awesome. Virgos are so loving, so kind, right? So helpful, always looking out for each other and someone's best. But man, when they know what they want, they know what they want, man. I mean, and when that door's open and that door's closed, man, this shit's closed. I wonder what his moon is. I mean, your emotional nature is somewhat, yeah, a lot of intellectual energy. Yeah, Virgo. God, man, you got a lot. So you're a master communicator. You are tuning into radio signals from the spiritual realms. You're able to articulate them very well as a Virgo. You know, your Gemini moon is fun-loving. God, you must be a playful, fun person. It's a Virgo too. Wow, interesting. If you guys ever want a compatibility chart, go to my website, street-level.net. Of course, it has to be consensual. Air sign 2. Okay, Leo would be a fire sign, but it could be either his moon or his ascendant. Interesting. All right, so let's get to the reading part, and let's tune in on what's going on between Heat Journey and of Wands in reverse. So some kind of polarizing energy between the two of you guys. Your message from Spirit is the Two of Wands in reverse. Your recent past is that he wasn't interested or something didn't happen. Now, this is pretty damn cool. You've got the Two of Cups and man, I just know I'm going to get a copyright mark playing Biggie here in the back, so I'm gonna have to flip this music a little bit. Wasn't intending that, but we can listen to Gangsta Mix. This is a good one. Page of Pentacles in reverse for the recent past. Now, coming out of some sort of struggle subconsciously. So it looks like you're maturing past this place of conflict, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I had some standards, or maybe I had expectations that were maybe just a little too high, and now I'm ready to kind of surrender a little bit because it was so good. I liked it. I am willing to be flexible because it meant that much to me. Now, God bless you. You've got the Two of Cups in the near future. Now, I think that so far in this reading, this is about you being honest about your flexibility and your willingness to work together. Virgos are suckers for an honest person coming from their heart, and I think you could really blow his mind. Now, what you need to be aware of is that when you have so much mental energy, and especially with that Aquarius energy complementing that Gemini and that Virgo energy, there's so much information that it can be difficult to stay grounded in our view, right? Yeah. So this is an opportunity to kind of, the aspects in our chart, our souls come to earth, right? And we have these aspects in our chart, and they flare up so we can find balance with them, right? So if you look at like a Taurus, for instance, a Taurus is like all about material goods and all that stuff. And I use this example because it's more obvious in the material realms. Is a Taurus has to come here and learn how to balance their desire for materialism, right? They want foundation and all that stuff, but they can also have spending issues, shopping, issues, racking up credit cards, all that kind of stuff. So just like any aspect, we're here to master it. Now, if you have a really strong intellectual or communicative mercurial energy like you do, it's just about finding the balance with that, right? So you're fine-tuning what it takes. Of course you're going to feel right in your ways, because we all feel right in our ways because it's our personal truth, right? But we're finding our kind of even keel, right? How hard to hit the gas, when to pull back, and all that stuff. So you're just learning how to kind of work with these intense energies that you have. Here's your attitude in the situation. Your attitude in the situation is where we're at, 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Your environment is the 10 of Cups. Congratulations. I mean, between this 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, it's all possible. I mean, I would say that it's all possible here. And this is, I'm getting the feeling that you're a little reserved. You pulled back for some reason. You kind of want things to be a certain way. I do, again, tarot reading for spiritual growth. So sometimes it's going to be what you want to hear. Sometimes it's not. I'm just going to just call it the way I do, because I really do feel like it's going to be the highest benefit, whatever that might be. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like you're kind of, at a certain point, you kind of held back the gifts, held back the riches. You're like, you ain't getting this, boy, on some level. I'm not sure what level that is. But again, you have this 2 of Cups. You have a love offer coming. 2 people truly, honestly coming from their feelings. And so this might be a matter of kind of allowing yourself to be vulnerable again. And speaking from your feelings, not from your intellect, right? Like you like to communicate. Aaron was taught to not express emotions by his family. Well, there you go, right? So now, sometimes you can be the master of something, right? So you can be the master of something, but it's lonely at the top, right? So when we learn how to it's like, it's not so much about whether we're right or not. You know, society often teaches us that, right? It's more about how flexible are we and how able are we to identify how somebody communicates their needs, and how do we help somebody who's unaware of areas that they can improve, all with compassion and gentleness, because we believe that someone's doing their best. They may just not be skilled in the practice, so to say, right? So I have a feeling that you've got your shit together. You know what's up. And he's struggling a little bit. So it's, how do we not make somebody feel alienated, or how do we not pull back because of their lack of skill, but how do we give that love to help them improve and help improve the situation in general and not feel judged in that process, right? So outcome card is, we have the 9 of Wands in reverse, which is fantastic. That means you're willing to kind of let your guard down. You're recognizing the gentleness and the beauty. Hey, Snookum Exodus, how are you? You know, Snookum, I've been reading for about 2.5 hours today, so this is going to be my last one of the day. But I'll tell you what, why don't you hit a subscribe, and it'll send out a note, put on the notification bell, and I'll either stream again this evening or tomorrow, and it'll send out a notification and let you know right away when I'm streaming again, and I'll remember you and get you a reading ASAP. I pulled back because I hurt him recently and started rethinking things. Yeah. So, you know, here's the thing is that, you know, relationships are wonderful because they always reflect things back to us, right? You know, where we have opportunities to see things from a different view. You got your shit together. You know, you're dialed in, you got it figured out, you know, all that stuff. So your situation is not so much about how skilled you are, right? Or how gifted you are, or how correct you are even. You know, you're probably all those things. You know, it's, how do we have the sensitivity to work with somebody else who's in a different situation, right? So anyway, let's pull some clarifiers here. Yeah, so he's kind of coming out of this journey with his mind and how to work with it. So I would take that as an indication that as his ability to meet you on your level is increasing, right? But it's like, it's going to be equal to your ability to meet him on his level, if that makes any sense, right? So having that sensitivity, I think you have a wonderful reading here. You know, here you are, the master, the feminine master. You have great discernment. It's just, you know, when you wield your sword here, see your sword here? When you wield your sword here, you got to just wield it very delicately. You know, you're very good at discerning, but you know how you maneuver that sword. You have to be careful, right? If you're carrying a big sword around, you got to be mindful not to you kind of bump into someone or something like that. So you've got a love offering from two partners. It's not just one way. It's both of you guys coming together, but it's emotional, right? These are cups, right? So come from a state of feelings, not intellect, right? And I'm just going to reinforce that one more time. I'm going to re-emphasize that. When you reach out and you want to connect, speak from your feelings, not from evaluations, right? When we're very mental, we can tend to evaluate situations. And when we evaluate things, that creates opportunity for aggression or conflict, right? Because it's one way or another, right? But when we speak from our feelings, everybody's right. Everybody's right when we speak from our feelings, right? I feel sad, I feel scared, I feel this way, you know. You could say, I miss you. There was something about our connection that really enriched me in ways that I don't fully understand, but I really like to explore it more with you. Would you like to do that? You know? And again, you know, turn this around to this, right? You want to be the Nine of Pentacles upright, which is this very, you know, there's all this fruit on the trees. There's all this richness and beauty to give him, you know, and really show him that you're willing to nourish his plants, you know, that water his plants and take care of him, and provide the nourishment that he needs to really excel and to have the courage to move forward in his the beginning of his new mental pursuits. So I'll leave it at that, and hopefully that's helpful for you. I think that, you know, you're a very intelligent person, and maybe it's a little intimidating. You know, this sort of discernment, wielding that properly is really important. Knowing when to cut things off, knowing when not to cut things off. But I think in this case, don't cut yourself off. You know, really give him that love and support. And it's a real practice in selflessness and grace. And it's like a child, right? You know, we don't scold a child because they don't know their way yet. We demonstrate and we provide encouragement, right? So just provide encouragement in regards to his ability to articulate and communicate. So let's see. Can I ask you why it's so easy for Aaron to push me away before you go? I'm sorry. Well, I mean, in that kind of situation, you know, emotional unavailability is a way of protecting yourself, and he's not going to be open if he feels that you're cut off, right? So it's just visualize. You're a mental person, right? You're very good at your mental processes. Is visualize a faucet that's on, right? And then it's on, even though so you're kind of responding to his emotional blockages, right? So when he's on, you're on. When he's off, you're off. And what's happening is that then you're off and then he's off because you're off, right? So it's kind of like the faucet's closed when you're not really providing that richness. And then what we need to do is turn that faucet on, right? And leave it on. And just let it really water the garden no matter what's happening. And eventually, when he sees that you're consistently emotionally available without judgment or evaluations, that you're coming from your feelings, then he's going to feel really safe. And he's going to just have a real sigh of relief. And then you're going to start really seeing that presence that really is going to be nourishing you and give this back. So it's kind of like a leap of faith, so to say. So you just need to have the leap of faith. Don't put your expectations too high. Take care of yourself in the process. But just hold a safe space for the relationship. And again, come from your feelings. Everything's feelings, not analysis. Feelings, right? And that'll help balance all that intellectual energy that you came into the planet to balance, right? So that's why you're so attracted to him, because he really does represent what's going to really bring that balance into your life and make you and give you the opportunity to really fulfill yourself in this soul mission that you're having. So Heat, thank you so much. I always appreciate subscribe, donations, all good, but don't worry about it. But I hope that helps you on your journey, and I really hope that increases the peace and stability as we learn to master this wacky thing we call life. So sending lots of love on your heated journey, or heat journey, and please come by again, bring your friends. I'm just trying to grow, where I'm coming from, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. So you're welcome. And so sending lots of love to you. Again, check me out at street-level.net. I've got all sorts of charts and stuff there if you're interested. If not, it's all good. And I will be back soon with more streaming, doing it daily between Twitch and YouTube. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a beautiful day. Oh, I'm sorry, I just missed you there. Hey, Grady Grove, how you doing? Yes, I can do a reading for you. Yeah, there's a PayPal link in the donation right below in the description if you're interested. The Streamlabs is a PayPal, and I always appreciate it. Thank you very much, Grady. I'm actually just finishing up for today, but if you subscribe and press your notifications on, I'm going to be going back on either later tonight or first thing tomorrow. It'll send you a notification, and then I'm happy to take care of you right away as one of the first readings. So I apologize, I'm just a little tired at this point, but subscribe and I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care.